Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information with some laughs, might I add. If any of you were watching last weekend, sorry, but my kids were sick and was having probably one of the worst coughing fits. And then when we went to check on her, she had a really bad fever, and we had to force feed her Tylenol. And if you go to the end of my last week's live stream, you could literally hear my kid screaming bloody murder. Guys! The kids are 1 and 3. Has to happen when your temperature is like 103. My wife and I are registered nurses. Although I do have a secret hope that maybe someday I'll be able to make enough making Commander content that maybe I don't even have to do nursing anymore. That'd be the dream though. We'll see if that ever happens. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Hope for the best and expect, I guess, realistic outcomes. This might be a tough game against a Child of Alara, which is I blow up everything deck. All they do is trade this with everyone else's board multiple times, and then they start playing permanents of their own to actually win the game. Middle player is a polymorph commander, and Animar on the right's just a big scary commander. Luckily, me and the middle player were both in colors that could still block it. Player on the left might be kind of screwed because they cannot block Animar pretty effectively. Top is interesting. You can manipulate the top of your library in response to the Wild Mage trigger and get the best thing from those 3 cards, guaranteed. I remember the last time I started a stream at midnight. Supposed to start at 10, but I really wanted to watch that Mike Tyson fight, and I got really disappointed because there's so many people trying to watch that it just crashed every like 5 seconds, and then I had to wait with my wife like 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes probably is more realistic, so we could just watch it 20 minutes behind everyone else where there's not as much bandwidth competition. And my internet's pretty good. Quality time with the wife, enjoying a couple of drinks. Had a rough day at work. I sent 2 people to the hospital. I'm a home health nurse, so like I visit people in their homes, and I'm like a mobile clinic, and I saw some really sick people today.
Just a flesh wound.
I've never played one of these lists where you can play X amount of copies of something before. This is literally the first, and I think I couldn't have picked a better commander for them, because if you're here for the Tech Fearless, this is like Thrumming Stone on crack when combined with Dragon's Approach. Instead of looking 4 cards deep, you looked 12, and then you pretty much guarantee hitting one every single time, which means you don't need to play 30 copies of Dragon's Approach. I'm running only 15, and in my playtesting, I consistently draw another copy of Dragon's Approach every single time. Wish I had more mountains than I do items, because I have a lot of red pips in my hand. I would say turn 5 and 6 are usually the biggest turns with this. Unfortunately, Niv-Mizzet has a no max hand size, so your whole deck will still be in your hand. I think you only shuffle your graveyard with Elixir, right? Yeah, it doesn't force you to shuffle your hand, which is the problem and why I'm not running it. You need specific things like Time Twister or any of those kinds of effects to do it. Ooh, Semblance Anvil's a good grab. So now our Dragon's Approach has become only 1 mana to cast. No risk, no reward. And if he counters it, it's not like I'll be surprised. I just wish I had 1 more red source, because then I could have played this Blazing Volley to see 3 cards. It's guaranteed they'll be able to cast at least 2 this turn. Hopefully I see 24 cards. I'm pretty excited. Let's see 12 cards. Hey, we drew our Obstinate Familiar, so now we can't accidentally kill ourselves. We drew another red source too. So we could do it again. What about 24 cards? I drew a Mana Rock, so I could see 36 this turn.
Oh my god.
Oh, Neheb was a sweet draw too. Well, if it goes around the table one more time, it's probably game over. And luckily, we also didn't draw 1 of our 2 other copies of Niv-Mizzet. They're both still floating in our library. Dragon's Approach doesn't let you cheat dragons from your hand. only from your library. And I'm only running 2 other dragons, so that's also why I'm running so few copies of Dragon's Approach. I feel like I struck the perfect balance in this list, because like I hate the decks where you have to run 30 copies of these, because then you're a one-trick pony and you're vulnerable. But in this list you see so many cards from just 1 copy that you need maybe half, which I'm running like 15, and that's more than enough. As you can tell, I have a 26 card lead over everybody else here. Strip Mine's a red source, that's pretty wise. Probably figured that I can cast less approaches with less red mana. It's true. Ooh, you gotta look at my hand. He's gonna have the longest list of cards. When you see cards in Moto, there's like a list revealed. I have 26 cards in his hand, so he has to look through all 26 of these. With Jutaxian Probe. Good luck typing all that to share with everybody else. I don't even know if he would. I guess he could shortcut and say I don't have counter magic. Probably the most useful thing you could share with these two. I had to check the word that this does things, because I don't want to accidentally kill myself. Actually, because it's 1 block of text, the other Niv-Mizzet will hit the field. The draw trigger from this will be on the stack. On resolution of the 5th copy, the other Niv-Mizzet will be in play. They'll see me drawing the cards, and then I'll start the loop, and I could kill myself. So I need to not play the 5th copy until I'm a little lizard down. My familiar. If I could get a head down, that solves a lot of my red mana problem. With the player in the middle, he's got the most life. So I have 49 cards left in my library. They have 60 life total left. Now I have to ask if I want to draw a card. And this is the loop. The guy on the left surrendered.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up.
So now I definitely deal enough damage because I have enough cards in my library. And this is why Dragon's Approach has never seen a better commander. But I'm glad that I can picture how the stack worked with Dragon's Approach in my mind. This is the first time I'm bringing out the deck and playing it. I've done like shadow play. I think most people would have just thrown it out there and not realized the necessary requirements. He's just gonna hang out till the end until like just shoot him for the next 10 points of damage. Like that little corner over there. Brings a smile on my face. Wow, tonight was a fast night for streaming. I covered a deck tech and I played it in about an hour. How long has this stream been going on? I gotta check. 59 minutes. Too funny. I didn't really have enough time from last week to edit down the spoiler review. My job has been really taxing on me. Learning it, starting from scratch, takes up a lot of time. And when I get home, I'm dead tired. Spending X hours in the post-editing process is kind of not in the cards for me. If I ever make it big, doing YouTube, which I'm not going to hold my breath for, but if it ever did, I'd just quit my day job and I would do this, and then I could spend hours editing stuff. I can do what I was doing in the past, which was like releasing like 3 videos a week. Now it's just 1 to 2. So I'm glad to meet you, Doyle. I'm glad you're back, Fearless. Nice to meet you, Did Downing. Let's see who else is in here. If I missed anyone. Oh, there's at least 1 more viewer in here. So whoever you may be, I don't see your name in the chat, but I appreciate you watching. I hope you learned a lot about Niv-Mizzet, the Visionary. Let's look at next week. You could actually vote on what commander that I play next. I'm playing Foundation commanders in particular, so if you go to my post section, you can take a vote. Right now, it's a tie between Alinda and Zimone, and then I'm doing the write-ins because I couldn't think of any other commander that had any of my interests. Unfortunately, I can't play any of the Jumpstart Foundation commanders until the 11th, so those are off the table.
I just can't do it, Captain! I don't have the power!
For now. I do think there's a couple of good ones. I do like Plague and Lord of the Beach. I wish I could play that, Fearless. I'm sorry. maybe come the 11th, I'll squeeze in Fumulus and Plague-Gun in there for all of you. But everyone take care. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.